Right, so welcome back to another video on this channel, and yeah, in the last few hours there has been rumours on social media of a potential transfer for Erling Haaland to Chelsea Football Club this summer. So yeah, this morning on social media, in particular Twitter, there has been a lot of rumours this morning surfacing about a potential transfer for Erling Haaland to Chelsea this summer, and yeah, basically in this video I'm going to be going through a few things. First of all, our chances of signing Erling Haaland this summer, secondly, where he'd fit into our system if he was to actually join Chelsea Football Club, and thirdly, I'm going to be looking at something that interestingly correlates to the current managerial position at Chelsea Football Club. So yeah. So before we do get into this video, I would like to quickly ask you guys to subscribe to the channel, of course, because we are now looking to hit 1,300 subscribers as soon as we possibly can. So if you could subscribe to the channel, it would cost you absolutely nothing and would make my day. So it is very much a win-win situation. And yeah, let's get into analysing all this stuff about Erling Haaland potentially moving to Chelsea this summer. So in terms of Erling Haaland's current situation, of course, it actually is a year to the day that he did sign for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga from Austrian side RB Salzburg, and since joining Borussia Dortmund he has really established himself as one of the best players in the world, one of the best strikers in the world. I mean, he's been an absolute goal sensation for Borussia Dortmund since joining, and yeah, I don't think anybody can argue that he is definitely a generational talent and will be world class, of course, if he isn't world class already, because the fact that he's only 20 or something years of age and the fact that he's still years away from his prime is literally scary, if I'm honest. And yeah, at Borussia Dortmund, of course, he does have a release clause alleged to be around £66 million, but of course Chelsea and Roman Abramovich in particular are willing to pay over £100 million to secure his signature this summer, because his release clause actually doesn't come into play until the summer of 2022. And in terms of my personal opinion on this one, I personally believe that the odds are very much stacked against us in the signing of Erling Haaland, because of course there will be other clubs in competition to try and sign Haaland this summer as well as next summer as well, including the likes of Man City, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, even Manchester United, you'd have to say, are in there as well. So yeah, I think the odds are very much stacked against us in trying to sign Erling Haaland this summer or next summer, and you just never know though, to be honest, because we do definitely have a very promising project here at Chelsea Football Club, even though of course the results haven't been going our way as recently. But I just think we could potentially convince Haaland to join this exciting project for the near future and long-term future as well, so you just never know in my opinion. And from my perspective, if we did sign Erling Haaland this summer, I mean, honestly, that would absolutely blow my mind. I mean, what an incredible signing that would be. I mean, whoever gets him is going to be getting a guaranteed goal machine for years to come. I mean, he's going to be a world-class player over the next decade, maybe even longer, so I think whoever does sign Erling Haaland is definitely getting a world-class player for years to come. And to be honest, I just think I can't really see him flopping in the Premier League whatsoever. I mean, I know there's a lot of rumours going out like, oh, Timo Werner's flopped, Kai Havertz has flopped, even though I think it is way too early to discuss that potential. But yeah, I just think that there's absolutely no hope whatsoever that Haaland would flop in any league, because of course he has that physical nature, he's got a bit of a warrior mentality, and of course he was born in England and did live in England for a lot of his childhood, so I don't think there's any excuses for him whatsoever if he was to join Chelsea. And the next thing as well, I know there's a lot of Chelsea fans and just fans in general that would be thinking, like, where would he even fit in if he was to join this Chelsea team, because of course we do have the likes of Timo Werner, Tammy Abraham and Olivier Giroud competing in that position with him. And firstly off the bat, I think Olivier Giroud, I think I'd be absolutely massively surprised if he was still at Chelsea next season. I think he probably will move on in the summer, because you know, unfortunately he has been a great striker for us over the years, but I think especially even if we don't get Haaland, I think that Giroud will leave regardless. In terms of Tammy Abraham, I think he'll always be there and thereabouts in the squad, and if Haaland was to join, I mean, what an incredible option in the squad Tammy Abraham would be to have, because I truly believe that Abraham is one of the most underrated players at Chelsea. And in terms of Timo Werner, who of course is regarded as the main striker at Chelsea Football Club at this moment in time and going forward, I think that Werner, if Haaland was to come in, would be utilised more off the left, mainly like he was for Germany and for RB Leipzig at times as well. So I think Haaland could definitely, you know, fit in at that striker role alongside someone like Werner on the left, and then maybe Pulisic or Ziyech or Hudson-Odoi on the right. But in terms of those three, the main question with that is, what happens with the likes of Pulisic, Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi and those type of players who would probably miss out in Haaland's, you know, entry into the team? And the answer to that question, in my personal opinion, I do not know, and that is why this transfer is so intriguing, because I really can't see where Haaland actually fits into this team in terms of the players we already have. But yeah, I think if Haaland wants to join Chelsea, you'd simply have to make room for him, simply because he is an absolutely incredible player and would guarantee you probably 20-25 goals minimum every single season. And yeah, I think there's actually a few things kind of, you know, aligning. There's a few dots to be connected in terms of what the media have been saying, because of course, since Frank Lampard has come under pressure in terms of his Chelsea job, there's been a lot of rumours surfacing in a lot of different areas, and I think it actually does, you know, if you connect the dots, it does actually lead to something very, very interesting, if I'm honest. Because since Lampard's job has been noted as under threat, I mean, firstly, Avram Grant, there's been rumours of him coming in on an interim basis to actually work behind Frank Lampard, so obviously you could argue that Grant would be brought in because in case Frank Lampard does get sacked, that he could take over as interim manager until the end of the season when a certain manager could become available. And that manager is Julian Nagelsmann, because a lot of people have been linking him to the Chelsea job recently, and over the last 6 months or so, he's massively expressed his enthusiasm for this Chelsea project, and he thinks it's actually very, very exciting. Roman Abramovich as well is apparently a long-term admirer of Julian Nagelsmann and his work at RB Leipzig. Since Lampard's come under pressure as well, there has been a lot of links with Dayot Upamecano, who of course is currently at RB Leipzig playing at centre-back in that Julian Nagelsmann team. There has been a lot of rumours that Chelsea have actually entered the fray and entered the race for his signature, which, is quite interesting considering the rumours concerning Frank Lampard's job at this moment in time. And yeah, those rumours have just come completely out of the blue with Dayot Upamecano and, his links to Chelsea, and as well, Timo Werner. His signing in the summer actually came out of absolutely nowhere as well, and that could be another reason why Roman Abramovich maybe in the long term was planning for Julian Nagelsmann to take over from Frank Lampard as Chelsea manager. Another thing as well, Julian Nagelsmann's system, as we all know, he likes to play with 2 strikers, so could that potentially be Erling Haaland alongside someone like Timo Werner or Tammy Abraham? You never even know. Maybe I'm just, romanticising with the fact that maybe we could be building up this to be Julian Nagelsmann as the next Chelsea manager, which you never even know as well, because all these factors that do join in together, it could be potentially the carrot in terms of enticing Julian Nagelsmann to manage Chelsea Football Club and manage at Stamford Bridge next season. And that is why I think this overall, transfer rumours of Erling Haaland to Chelsea actually does have a lot more than just Haaland signing for Chelsea, because I do think it actually, does correlate a little bit in terms of the managerial position at Chelsea and also the long-term plans for Chelsea Football Club by Roman Abramovich and the rest of the Chelsea board. But yeah, I just want to quickly get this on the line as well, that obviously if you are a fan of this channel and have been watching for a long period of time now, you will know I am massively pro Lampard and would never want him to be sacked, and I'm simply just speculating at the fact that Frank Lampard might be sacked in the near future and the fact that Julian Nagelsmann could potentially be the one to take him over. So yeah, I think that is everything I actually wanted to say in this video in terms of Erling Haaland potentially moving to Chelsea Football Club in the summer, and if I'm honest, I think if this transfer was to happen, I'd be absolutely over the moon, as of course every single Chelsea fan would be, because as I keep saying in this video, he's an absolute goal machine, he's an absolute world-class striker, and what an unbelievable piece of business that would be if we were to get him in at Chelsea. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on this matter of Erling Haaland potentially moving to Chelsea this summer, and if you want to go and leave your opinion down on this matter down in the comment section below, you don't even have to be a Chelsea fan to do so, please feel free to do so, because I'm very interested to see what you guys think of this news that has broke this morning. And yet, as we're going to leave this video, so if you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like on it. 20 likes as per usual would be massively appreciated by myself, and as I said at the start of this video, if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be massively appreciated, because we are now looking to hit 1,300 subscribers on this channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.